Good morning. It is Wednesday, June 26th, and I decided to do a little bit of a different video this time. We are on Plaza de Quintana, which is the one just opposite on the other side of the Obradoiro, where I've done my other videos, which is in front of the cathedral. So on the other side is the Obradoiro, and this side is where you have the big monastery on your left, the holy door on your right, down there, which is of course closed because it's not a holy year, and cafes and restaurants just in the house in front of you there. One of my favorite restaurants is Crecote, I think it's called. It's the pancake house, I used to call it, because they have a lot of pancakes. I'm gonna sit down. And I recommend that for many people that ask me for restaurant recommendations, that looking for some basic good food without it being too high scale and it's not too low either. It's kind of medium, somewhere in the middle. Always good food there. In the summer they have tables outside. As you can see, the big umbrellas there on the two ones on your right, the ones that are open, that belongs to the Crecote restaurant, and the entrance to the restaurant is that door just to the left of the two open umbrellas. You see the door into the house there, because you have to go up some stairs, and the restaurant is up on the first floor. Otherwise, what's going on? A lot of pilgrims in Santiago this time. It's definitely busier. You see a lot of school kids coming in, groups of kids. It's very popular at the end of the school year. My son is off school. He was off school last week. Last Friday was his last day of school, so this week he's with me at the office in Iria. Iria is helping me out with him a little bit while I'm here. Anyway, so what I'm getting at is that it is very normal in Spain for kids that have at the end of the school year, do a trip with your class. And this last week has been, I think, a lot of school kids going with their class, or maybe a football team, or some kind of group that they belong to, do a Camino Santiago as the end of the school year celebration. So that's why the numbers lately has been up a little bit again, because it was up in May, then it was down a little bit, now it's on the way up again. I think we have had several days with more than 3,000 Compostelas. I was just looking at it, the numbers before I walked out here, and I think we're up to about 400. It's 12 o'clock at noon, so it's still early today, so I'm sure we're going to get well over, I don't know, somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 maybe. So it's busy, but it's not crazy busy, so it's good. What else? Are you traveling to Europe with a suitcase and a backpack and don't know what to do with the suitcase once you get here? If you want, we could pick it up at a hotel, either in France, Portugal, or Spain, ship it to Santiago and store it for you, and you come pick it up when you arrive here in Santiago. We ship with DHL. We email you a shipping label as a PDF file before you leave home. You print it out, you tape it to your suitcase, leave it at the hotel reception once you get to Europe, and we'll send a DHL guy to pick it up.
just click the link in the description for more information and pricing.
I have 2 YouTube interviews that I've done in the office that I haven't had time to edit or publish yet. He was part of a group that sailed from the UK to Ferrol as part of a pilgrimage. They had hired a sailboat. I think there were 36 or 37 people. They walked a little bit in the UK, then they sailed across from the UK to Ferrol and then walked down from Ferrol as part of a Camino. That was interesting. So that's an interview that I have coming up. And yesterday I talked to Robert and Betsy. Have you heard of the website pushbetsy.com? Robert is on the Camino Forum as well. They are amazing people. They did it in wheelchairs. Both Robert and Betsy are in a wheelchair, and they have done the Camino many times, even on foot. Then Betsy got ill, and he's been in a wheelchair for a few years, and then Robert, I think it's the first time he done it in a wheelchair this time. Anyway, I had to sit down and talk to them about their wheelchair experience. They walked from Vigo, and they arrived just a few days ago. General vibe I'm getting from people in my office is that come in, talk to me after they finish it, that it's not crazy busy, it's fine. They're not complaining about lodging or anything. I haven't heard anything about that. Of course, you get the general thing about, especially now with the school kids, especially last week with the school kids, they do Sarria from Santiago, right, to Santiago. So there's a lot of groups walking that last bit on the Frances. Other than that, I haven't really heard anything negative. People, are enjoying their walks and Caminos, and I think it turns out to be a busy year, but not too busy that it becomes a problem, as far as I could see from where I'm sitting. What else? We had San Juan in Norwegian, it's Sankt Hans. It's, of course, the longest day of the year. The other day in Santiago, they celebrate that with bonfires in Old Town, in the squares, and that was Santiago last. I wasn't in town on Saturday night, but I'm sure it was busy because I could see. I was here on Saturday morning, and you could see the build up to the fiesta that was going to happen that night, and there was bars on the street everywhere. It was, I'm sure, a great environment to be in to celebrate San Juan on Saturday night. If you had a room with a view to the street and trying to get a good night's sleep, you may think otherwise. But anyway, what else? I just mentioned, thought I'd mention it. I've had a suitcase that I got to me that we had, the owners had to go back to New Zealand because some medical issues, and so I have been dealing with it, trying to get it shipped back to New Zealand for them. First, they were trying to send it back to Valladolid, where they were staying. We shipped it. It came back because it had liquids in it. So now I'm going to ship it to New Zealand. Just so you know that if you ship stuff to me for luggage storage and something happens, you had to go home for whatever reason, I could ship things home for you. Even New Zealand, it's no problem. I ship with DHL, and it goes from Santiago to wherever you live. If you ship things to me for storage here in Santiago, it means that they don't have to come and pick it up in Santiago. They don't have to travel here to pick it up. I'll ship it back home. So I've been dealing with that, but it hasn't worked itself out yet. But it's this afternoon I'll get the suitcase back and take out the liquids, and we'll shipping it off to New Zealand. What else? On the forum, I think the last 28 days, I looked at the statistics. We're about 190,000 users, which is about normal. Last 365 days, I think we're up to 1.5 million visitors or users. So it seems the Camino, it's busy. A lot of people thinking about it. Many people just searching, just looking, thinking probably, and then hopefully make a decision sometime to do it. I have from the store. I have the Camino bronze shells. It's 20% off for the next few days. So if you watch this on close to 26, which is today, for the next few days, the bronze shells are 20% off. If you're interested in getting that. Otherwise, the square is pretty empty right now because the pilgrim mass, it's about 12:15 right now, 12:13. And the pilgrim mass started at 12. So I'm sure about half an hour ago there was a line along the square, and they have just entered and pilgrim mass have now started. I think they usually, when the pilgrim mass starts, they close the doors because they don't want people to I think the thing is that a lot of people want to see the Botafumeiro swing, and that swing's usually at the end of the mass, but they don't want people just to come in for the Botafumeiro. If you want to see it swing, you have to do the whole mass. So they close the door when mass closes, and they don't open it again until it finishes. So if you want to see it swing, you have to do the whole mass, just not the highlight at the end. By the way, the Botafumeiro has been restored, and it's back in action again. I've talked to a few people that have seen it over the last few weeks. I think it's about 2-3 weeks. Been operating for about 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, here we go. Okay. I think there are people, the line goes this way, goes down the stairs instead of going out onto the square. Let's see if the doors are closed. Maybe they tried, yeah, they came too late, I'm sure. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's full. Aforo completo says the sign, which means the church is full, so they're not letting more in. They may have put that sign up just because it's 12:15 and it might actually not be full, but they've closed it. Either way, if you want to get into the pilgrim mass, it's best to get a little bit early because at 12 they will close it. All right, I'm going back to my office. Wanted to give you a little feel for what things looks like in Santiago, and hope things are good where you are. Stay safe.